They did indeed. And, well, they didn't just get kills, man. They completely decimated the opposition. But boot camp over here, we just have one team who are running around, and those boys at the sides now. I would have wanted to see some more action, but I guess we're going to have to wait for a few circles. And looks like we might have another member who hasn't joined in. Looks like 24/7 Gaming are playing as a three-man squad yet again. Now, of course, since all the players are remote, we can have a few hiccups now and then, right?
Yeah, well, that is true. But on to the other side, if you talk about the fights that are supposed to be happening right now, so I'll have to ask a simple thing to you. See, we see different guns here. Not like M4s are there, all right, but QBZ, QBU, how do you see those things blending up with the players? Because, obviously different guns kind of mean like different metas, maybe using guns differently and all those things.
Now, as human beings, we have a little bit of a herd mentality. We're like sheep, right? One leads, the others follow. So over time, the M4 became the meta that, the M4 was the go-to gun for your 6x sprays. And it all depends on your personal preference, in my opinion. Now, the QBZ, I mean, that gun is beautiful. I love the skins as well. I like the iron sight better as well. Again, I think it comes down to personal preference because, it's all about what is working right now. Now, if I say the M4, you might say, hey, man, I can do the same thing with the QBZ. So again, I think it's that herd mentality. If one starts it, the others will follow.
Well, that's very well put if I have to talk about it. And, we'll see what happens in the game, as some people are using M16 as well. You can see on Monty's side, he's using an M16. So those taps or bursts in the mid-range to a bit longer range might just come up as we talk about in Baba. He's going to be using it 2 times on his K9, so he'll be switching off to different scopes. Obviously, if you have to go for it, but for now, if you talk about the areas, if you talk about the teams, the one thing that matters is the rotation, because most of the teams might need to go to Painan-ish area because that constitutes a bit of the central location of the zone.
It does, and those buildings, they give you a good vantage point, a good 360-degree view. I mean, you are pretty much in a valley, but it's a big valley. You don't have mountains or hills right next to, it's not a valley, what do you call it, a kill valley situation. That is not going to happen. So I think that is one advantage. Plus, you have a lot of cover. You have a lot of different angles from Painan itself. Now, you talked about rotations. Let me ask you a question. Those teams that are pretty much stuck towards the north end of the map, normally we see in Sanhok, vehicles aren't really that popular, except the occasional boat. Well, I just said that, and Morte has picked up a bike. I'm just going to eat my words up. Ocean, why don't you take over?
Right. But still, that's totally true the way you put it. But now I would say players are using some new different metas. It's like, see, even if we don't know our plans, how will our opponents know about our plans, right? So that's like, that's where vehicles might be just chiming in. Those brawny trucks, the big trucks, because they give you a bit of an area to play with, and you can have good cover. But almost being taken down, but Baba, he was just, unfazed by that grenade. But coming up next, let's see if this Victor, 19 bullets, can do something. As Arnold is going to go for the first aid, he's using it up right now, and he has spotted Baba. But will he go for it? No, Baba's actually going for a different rotation, going onto the left-hand side of Hanal. We'll have to see what he does and who actually gets the first bird as of now.
Now, we're going to wait and find out, but look at the way Assidious, they have control of those warehouses, so they have their angles covered. I mean, if Baba wants to go a little bit to the left, he's going to be caught out, but Jean Mara's gunner over here, just escaping death as his teammate Giro Fair gets a knock, and this is going to be troublesome for this gentleman on our screens right now. He is getting that first aid in against all odds. I was expecting Venom Legends to push in, but they left it a bit too late. Now he's got opponents on both sides of the rock. He is switching his weapons. He's going with that M4. 16 bullets left in the magazine. The reload comes in. He aims. He shoots. He gets knocked out. Shubo is the one who is going to be putting him to the ground.
4x was a bad idea, I would say, the way it happened out here. You're opening up your ADS for that thing, and it just opens up the scope, and that's something that happened. But on the other side, Tommy meta is something that's going on. Thompson is being used to its perfection by the players. She was moving forward. He might just take another one. Look at that damage that it just did. But they're switching off to the M4, but on to the other side, Zero Fear has Zero Fear as Venom Legends. It's eliminated.
We were just talking about what would happen, and they're the first team to be eliminated, to be outed from this game. They were one of the highest fraggers in the last one. Muffin over here gets a knock on Baba, and Stalwart Esports find themselves in a bit of a pickle over here as they are going to be swarmed by the enemy. Now, I do want to see the map because I want to see where the circle is going to be going next. And again, I want to answer that one question. Is anyone taking a boat out there, Ocean?
Well, probably there will be some teams who will be going for the boats, as we will be seeing and how the situations are going to be happening. We'll be seeing map and we'll be discussing about that as well. But for now, you see the first circles coming up. 7 minutes already into the game, and Salvat's more than needs to revive the guy with the bike. It's just down as well.
Looking at Kashuf right now, I mean, that boy is comfortable. I want going to borrow a cushion from him, and he's got a lot of cushions at hand. Now, that guy is going to be fully ready for this game. He is comfortable. He is ready to lay down the hurt. Meanwhile, Morte, he did find himself getting knocked out a bit earlier. Baba, of course, was lost just a few moments before, but now Stalwart Esports are picking a fight against INES. Now, on paper, INES look like they'll have an advantage because Yashiro and Orochi do have high ground, but have a look at where they're shooting. We have another team coming in the form of Assidious Esports.
Exactly, Crazy took down one, but well, Orochi takes on Morte again as we talk about it. Malik's out here, has spotted new players, but you know, spotting is not the only thing you need to get those results as well. Otherwise, you get taken down. One game is pretty good, just like what you said. In the second game, you get eliminated early. So this is how good this game is, right? There's nothing too predictable about the teams, but still, it's like strategies. Good games and bad games. Good fights and bad fights is something you'll have to see. For A1 Esports, 6-9 on the other hand, gets killed by himself.
It is kind of interesting to see that, you know, the quarry is becoming a little bit of a centralized position right now, which is not something that common, especially this early on. You know, until or unless the final circles kind of force you in that direction, you don't see a lot of exchanges taking place over here. But INES, they do look like in a good position. They are picking fights with multiple teams, so whether that's the right decision right now, I don't know. I'm going to have to wait and see. But meanwhile, Morte's mortality is definitely being tested. He's gone down twice, a couple of more knocks, and he is going to bleed out fast.
And that's one thing. See, if you get knocked out the third time, it's like you'll have to, your teammates will have to think about one thing. Will they revive or will they have to, you know, just let you go? Because you are bleeding faster as the revives are happening and happening and happening. Plus, they have to take fights as well. On to the other side, Sinister has spotted one more. But will he be able to take one down? As of now, 6-9, he also took down one previously, but the confirmation was not out there. Entry might be the next one going down as of the situation. But no, Dante was the one taking down Orochi. So now INES will have to look forward onto this situation as well, because Query is kind of an area that plays with your mind with those verticalities.
Absolutely, and you know, you feel like you have cover, but the fact is, because here right now there are so many open angles. Oh my goodness, Yashiro is lucky to be alive, but he does get taken down after all by Hanuel, and that is going to be detrimental. He is going to go for the finish, and looks like ASI are definitely going to have a kill to their name. In fact, they've got 2 kills to their team already, and this time they haven't lost a member early on. INES, on the other hand, down to 2-man squad, and you know, we would just say that they were in the best position, but like I said, way too exposed.
Way too exposed, and on that, you know, underlines area is where everything changes up. A1 Esports 6-9 is moving forward, but you'll have to, you know, look for Malik as well onto the other side. But look at the circle. Circle's going downward, a bit central shift of the zone as we speak. Painan again an important area, but then those bridges are around the Camp Charlie areas is something that'll help you move on to this island or that island, depending on which circle kind of shifts.
Funnily, we haven't really seen a lot of engagements on the bridges, especially in Sandhawk. Hopefully that changes. Meanwhile, Assidious Esports, Crazy is getting caught out. He retaliates, and wow, talking about that M16, that rapid burst. He gets a knock on Morte, and that's it. Morte is finally out. He is finally in the ground. His mortality has finally been tested. I mean, third time lucky is not going to happen over here. Third time the charm is not working for him. His teammates, meanwhile, are going to have to thwart an attack. Malik is the last guy standing. Well, he's the first guy standing against an invasion of sorts.
He is, but no, Kashu goes down in the situation, and there goes Malik. Now Malik was the last man standing, but he also, you know, being taken down. That means the team gets eliminated. Stalwart getting 0 points from this round of the kills and of the placement. That means, you know, it just goes down to the team right now. Wasif is trying to spot the players from R3D. Walker is pretty low on health, goes up, popping up of the full med kit. There it is, but now Raza is something they won't be able to save, and there is one more. And Anubis, the god of death, again, you know, just trying to spot the players. If you can, A1 Esports, Shoykot takes on Pain Elements Jimmy, but can't. He was not at all saved.
Anubis might want to reload his weapon. I do see 7 rounds in his magazine, and I've been at that end. You know, I've thought, okay, I've got the enemy in my sights. I'm going to get out. I am going to obliterate him, and I go click, 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 and that's it. Then I have to reload. You know, it's happened to me before.
You click 7 times.
I mean, I'm a slow guy, but anyway, it has happened. It can happen. But meanwhile, Vasif over here now, 24/7. They've lost 2 members. They started as a 3-man squad. Can that be an issue? My question is, where's the 4th guy?
Exactly. That's one thing. So if you're missing out on even one of the players, it can be a big decision, because see, it's even if it's a 3 versus 4, a head-on fight, you can take down one, then you go for a reload or something like that. The 4th guy from the other team will be the one who might be having that, you know, upper advantage, until unless your reflexes are, you know, just on point that day and you have had your practice totally.
I mean, we kind of saw that in the last game, in the last fight, when Tamim comes from the side, very low HP. We had pretty much countered him him out. We thought the play zone is going to get him. But that one little man advantage made all the difference, and he got that kill and the chicken dinner. But anyway, Memo over here from 7C is picking a fight with D2K, the gentleman we were just talking about. And the fact that D2K is still a 4-man squad. Oh boy, these guys can actually display some fireworks because Venom Legends are already out.
Well, now it might be their time to shine out, and you can see Frank is out here, but Jane, this guy, if he goes for the airdrop, he goes for the kills as well. Now takes down one player, and that's the elimination of 247. As of now, as we speak, 13 teams alive, 49 players surviving. 7C Memo. Last time, if you remember, they were in the vehicle and they had a very, wrong turn if you talk about it for the swords. But now we'll have to see what happens as they are pretty much concentrated with all their players, and they have one team right in front of them. But that's going to be a difficult one because it's T2K.
Absolutely, and just looking at T2K as well, one name is popping out for me. Now, I like the name Jane, but for all purposes, now on and henceforth, I'm going to call the person G.I. Jane because that guy is deadly. But over here, Memo, he is being patient. He does have his teammates nearby on standby. If he needs them, he lobs a grenade, and he did jump. That is beautiful. Venom gets knocked out. Talk about precision. This is a nade Kobe would have been proud of.
Exactly. This was a proper, the way it was gone. It was exactly to the perfection. But now another one's flying out there. Will it be enough? It's on Venom again. No, it was just a bit slide onto the other side of the rock was where Venom was. ASE, they lose there. One player against ASL. Abrupt players is looking good. Shari is out there, but Kurkure goes down. As Shari goes for his own self. Muffin has spotted him. Shari was Muffin. The one-on-one fight wasn't happening out in the situation as he also is about to go down. No, as Shari takes this one for himself. Switches to an M4. Has spotted another one. Did he? No, he was trying to go for another side, another circle, moving to Query Cave-ish area as we speak. But this is one player crazy. Can he just pull out something crazy from his own self? He has to go for the fight.
He is playing a little crazy, and Shari over there with that ratatatatata. The AK at close range on full auto is devastating, but his job is still not done. Nova X is trying to put down a little bit of hurt in their direction. Crazy is going to patch himself up. He is the last man standing. And now, here come the Drop Slayers. Nova X is going to go on the right flank from his team's point of view. Meanwhile, two members are going to go left. Ooh, they are one behind the other. Crazy can get a couple of knocks over here, but it is not going to be enough. Of course, 3 guns are going to be more deadly than 1.
Yeah, it's 3 times the pain is what something that happened, but now they're going to go for Shari's revive, and obviously I'm going to be enjoying the loot for now, but there's another team coming from the back ends, and they'll be knocking on the doors of ASL if they're moving for that rotation, but PN Crew, they're also moving from Pinons area. We'll have to see what happens. But on to the one side, did you see Element? Yeah, Element Rich was starting ready.
I mean, we're just talking about that. I think the production team can kind of read our minds, but Mr. Hyozu over here is knocked out. Now, Elementrix, we know that they are a versatile team. They can do good in the open, they can do good in close quarter combat situations, and well, this is something that is right up their alley. But now R3D's Walker, he definitely has an idea where Sanem is. But the question is, does he know that these reinforcements are coming? He definitely has an idea where Sanem is. The question is, does he know Team 14 that is Elementrix, they are divided in groups and how they're spread out? It is a good shot. Team 14 that is Elementrix, they are divided in groups of 2, and that is something that is good shot. Wait a second,
and Mr. Yozu has the revive as well,
and that is something that is going to put them on
the other side, and Mr. Yozu has been revived as well. That is Elementrix to take down really strong moves on the other side, but and have arrived on Joker's turn. What's Joker going to do? Now, I'm quite off the help arrived auto connect Joker's turn. Joker has another chance, that's quite off, but a good grenade coming up as Joker's out there. Joker has another chance, but again, missed that one, but a good grenade coming up as it takes one down Joker. He's on bashing him, and there it is.
You know what they say? Fires can't really stop vampires, and talking about vampires, Dracula is the biggest blah blah blah, but a heart or a bullet through the heart is definitely going to stop him. That is something we just saw. And the Elementrix, they've lost their one member. R3D looked like they were basically done for, but against all odds, they survived. Now again, Elementrix could have pushed in, they could have finished the job, but look at the way Joker is just holding down the fort, and now he is on fire, and he takes that last hurrah. He goes out, he knows that, you know what, I'm done for. Let me see if I can do something.
Revive, touch him. Alright, he gets a revive on the final slate out there. That was a magical revive coming out, and the magical hand going out just to, wake him up again. That's something.
I mean, talk about I mean, that's a fraction of a second. I couldn't even see a single HP bar over there. But again, that means Elementrix are going to remain a four-man squad, and that is going to be devastating for all their opponents.
Well, that's totally true. As we can see, the fights that are going to be happening. But we're talking about all the other things like this. FS, the team that won the previous game, they are looking quite decent, I would say, because they are inside the zone. But where the next zone is going to be, that's a bit of a question. As the circle moves out to Query side, the Query Cave area, as we were predicting, is where the circle is. And FS, as you guys can see, is having a really open area. They might just end up in that building.
They could, and they have a airdrop right next to them as well. So I hope there's an AWM. I want to hear some and a level 3 helmet just blowing off in the distance. Again, if you have that firepower, if you have that accuracy, by all means, go ahead and use it. Now, talking about the sites, again, a four-man squad, 2 kills to their name, so we know that they've been in that situation. They have come out of it.
They are winners for a reason, and that winning strategy might be just coming up back as of now. Alright, obviously, just one game has happened. You cannot, discuss everything on the basis of one game. You have to go for it. Well, 6-9 used 30 bullets, but did not get that much of a result, as obviously took down a few HPs, but not all of it.
Once upon a time, you would not even dare attempt this, taking these shots at such distance. But, practice makes perfect, and people are able to keep their sprays down, and it looks like, he does get Jimmy